All right, so from 73, we've got 2.3 and 5.06. For our friends playing along at home, I guess I should show that this is our homework. So from 3.2.4, last night's homework, right? Or no, this is still in this lesson. Sorry, I got too many slides. I keep trying to move stuff around. We have this problem right here. 2.3 times 5.06. This is what we're trying to attack. 2.3 times 5.06. Can anyone help me break those numbers up? Did I do it here? There we go. So we want to figure out how to break those numbers up to make those, like, what's going to be, because we only want 4 boxes. We don't want to make this overly complicated. We're doing one of your homework problems together, so I hope you're doing it with me. I guess I can use cards to get everyone to participate. So, Callum, tell me one thing, like, what did you put on top? Or what do you want me to put on top? 5.06 on top? Okay. Now, I'm going to follow what Callum told me to do, but I would have actually put my first number on top, but it doesn't matter. But for us doing this together, let's all just put the 5.06 on top. You could also, on your graph paper, draw another one if you want to leave what you've already written. So if the 5.06 is on top, the 2.3 is on the left. I want to see if you guys remember how we did this yesterday. Take 30 seconds to get a head start on me, because I'm just using random cards to ask for help. Take 30 seconds, get a head start. Do you remember what we talked about yesterday with how to multiply these? Ignoring the decimal. Okay, so you've done this before? Oh. So the only trick with decimals is just after you do the numbers, how many decimal places do I need? We'll go over that here in a second. I want you to try it on your own because you're pretty good. Like, you're pretty solid.
Oh, I like this.
Griffin. What's 2 times 5? 10. That's one thing you'll learn in Spanish is the rolled R. Monsef, you want to go top right or bottom left? Bottom left. So Monsef, talk me through what I do down here. Hey, why are people talking that aren't Monsef? Monsef was saying you multiply 5 by... Ooh, we don't. I mean, we are, but we don't because we're going to make our life easier. So, eyes up here in case we forget. We think about just the numbers first. Then think about the decimals to make your life easier. 5 times 3, 15. Then, we say, well, there's only one decimal spot, so I only need one decimal spot. So we give it one decimal place. I don't know why I was saying spot instead of place. Izzy, talk me through top right.
You're right?
Yeah, well, it's everybody's right since we're looking in the same direction.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you would be.
Well, no, okay, well,
You
okay,
would
but
be.
okay, you win. It's not the same, but you're right.
So, okay. So I would do 2 times 6.
Which is?
12.
And then you think about...
Decimals. There's 2 decimals, so it would be 2 decimal places.
So to make 2 decimal places, 1, 2, now I have 2 decimal places. It's nicer if we put a 0 in front. It's not absolutely necessary, but it's nicer. Questions on how we got 0.12 here? And Isaac, talk to me about the bottom right. You're right. Izzy, I've literally never thought about that in my 13 years of teaching. But like, no one's ever asked me, wait, like my right or your, like that's just so you know, that's gonna stick in my head. Okay, sorry, Isaac.
The question is 3 times 6, essentially.
3 times 6. 18.
And there's 3 decimal places.
3? What the heck do I do with that? I only have 2 numbers down here.
That's insane, guys. Okay. We keep it going because decimals, they can kind of go on forever. I'm thinking. So we use decimal places.
Here's the tricky part. I have 18, which I need to make into a number with 3 decimal places. If I put a 0 out here, I've made it 180. That's not what I want. I want 18, but then made into 3 decimal places. So we put our 0 here, decimal there, we get 0.018. Please check if that's what you did on your paper. If not, fix it. Then, sorry, what? It's all good. That's why we're doing this together. Then, to figure out what we would have actually, like, what the product is, Asher? Yeah! We just take all these numbers and put them together, which I'm not going to do for you because you know how to add. You literally add them all together, say equals. And that's also why doing homework with each other is a really good idea because if you add it up and your partner adds it up and you get the same thing, that's good confirmation. If you get different things, well, somebody made a mistake. But that's also still good because you can figure out what your mistake was. Questions on what we just did? Yes. That's why we're about to do another one, and then I can come and chat with you while we're doing it. Do 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 do. Oh God, why did I do that? All right, so hold on. So we talked not just yesterday. We've talked a lot about negatives and positives. But yesterday we were talking about a negative times a negative. Here's where you're going to need your graph paper and maybe need to put it over top of your homework paper to fight the temptation. Do you need yesterday's 524? Did you get it yet? Or not? Or not 5? That's the other class. So remember, when you're absent, it's your responsibility to make sure that we know. It's just right back here. It's in the Wednesday slot. And here's the wonderful thing. Well, I should hole punch it for you. You get my copy that I already wrote someone on. We can throw that in together also. Hold on. We're going to do A. But if I break up a negative number, I would need to take the negative with the 6 and with the 0.5. I would need to take the negative with the 4 and with the 0.7 because everything's negative. Or, what did we say yesterday about a negative times a negative? Somebody say it louder. I don't know where it got whispered. It becomes a positive because what's the opposite of a negative? Positive. Guys, this is tricky because with addition, 2 negatives make a bigger negative. Like on your homework where it's -9 plus -9, a -18. But with multiplication, negative times negative makes positive. So when we go to draw our multiplication box, forget about the negatives. As long as we remember our final answer will be positive because we already thought about that. So let's draw our box. This is on graph paper again. This is not on your handout. We're doing it on graph paper. Split it into 4. It doesn't really matter how you do your split as long as you have space to write your numbers. This is on graph paper. It's not on your handout. So we're just writing this on our graph paper. Guys, I would write this also, like the beginning. I would definitely write this down so you know from your graph paper what we were doing. And like I said, ignore the negatives. Go ahead and set this up and try to do this multiplication. So, you want to do that problem together or you want to do this problem together? I don't care. Sure. So how we think through this is, and we can read like this stuff if we want. How we think through this is kind of like playing Battleship. We've played Battleship before. Okay. So we're multiplying based off like what column and row come together. So here, for this box, we just do 2 times 1. Yeah, that one's not bad. Then 2 times 4. And this is where it starts to get tricky because there's some decimals involved. think about the numbers first, and just the numbers. Then we apply how many decimal places it needs. So what about 3 times 1? What about 3 times 4? Do not think about the decimals right now. What's 3 times 4? Then, how many decimal places do we need it to have? How many from the 4? How many from the 3? So we need 2 total. So we need 2 total decimal places. Ooh, you gave it 3. So I just need 2 point 1, 2, 3. So let's try that with this other one over here. I blew the box a little bit, but that's okay. We can still work with it. So let's try the 6.5. We're going to break that up to 6 and 0.5 and 4 and 0.7. I'm going to let you try that, and then we'll circle back around. Are you just doing this to confirm what you did? Or is this? Oh, you're adding now. Never mind. I thought you were doing the long multiplication stack, though. Guys, quite frankly, the box method is the same thing as long multiplying. It's just set up in a way that makes more sense. Alright, so what we're going to do with these numbers is split them into whole and partial. So for 6.5, we're going to do 6 and then 0.5. No. We're splitting them outside the box like we did in the other example problems. Sure, we don't start by filling in the middle of the box. I'll get you an eraser. Unless there's a pencil. We're about to go over that front, so just erase so that you can catch up. Mason, if we all agree to put the first number on top, do you know how to tell me what to do on top?
Yeah, like, first number, I did 6.5.
Yep.
I think.
Yep.
We did 6.5.
6, that's a highlighter. 6 and 0.5. And you can put the plus between if you want. I mean, we know what's happening. And then 4 and 0.7.
Yeah.
4 and 0.7. Isaac B. You guys aren't. Sorry, I failed at splitting up the Kyles. Yeah. I don't know, but in my one season chart, I failed at splitting them up because I just did it randomly. And I'm glad the Isaacs are split up now. Isaac, top left box.
6 times 4 is 24.
Boom. Any decimals to think about? 6 times 4 is 24. He says that's it. Brad, here you go, top right, bottom left.
Top right.
Sure, talk me through.
Wait, hold on. Which box?
Let's go to this one.
Okay. So you do 5 times 7.
Ooh, that's down here. I'll do down here if you want.
Oh yeah.
You want to do down here?
No.
Okay. All right, 5 times 4,
And then
which is what? 20. How many decimal places?
1 decimal.
1. So really, that just becomes 2. Well, yeah, that makes sense because what's half of 4? Right? Half of 4 is 2. Kyra, can you talk me through this box? Look, you can't just like that. Doesn't. I know, but that makes me feel like you don't know what you're doing. Did you do this one? All right, we'll put you back in the middle of the deck. You cannot always pass. It makes me feel like you don't know what you're doing, but it makes me feel like you need help. Jay, bottom left. You weren't here, so it's okay if you need to pass. Like we're still getting used to this.
I know the answer to that.
What's the like? What goes here?
0.5. Oh no, not there, not
Ooh,
there.
ooh,
Sorry.
ooh, hold, no, hold on. Back away from that cliff of apologizing because you gave me a right answer just for the wrong box. How did Jay get 0.35? Who can walk us to how we got there? Izzy?
You do 5 times 7. Which is
5 times 7, because it's like the battleship, right? 5 and 7. And then,
that is 35.
And then,
there are 2 decimal places, so you put the decimal point 2 places in front of it.
so now we've got 2 decimal places. Boom. Sophie, talk me through our final box that we don't have done yet. Okay, you and Kyra are killing me. Well, now we're back to Kyra's card. Harrison.
I think it's 4.2.
You're right, but how'd you get there?
I multiplied 6. Oh, sorry. That's 6 times 7.
6 times 7 first. Just think about the number first. Then think about decimals.
And then there's only 1 decimal, so you just move it 1.
And then there's 1 decimal, so we give it 1 decimal spot. And guys, we're not talking like how many decimals, we're talking how many decimal places. So this has 1 place. This has 1 place. But the problem we did before, one of those numbers had 2 places, and another one had 1. That's how we got 3 decimal places. So please don't think we're talking about how many points. We're talking about how many places in the decimal spaces. Questions here? You might want a piece of graph paper. I think I'm about to switch over to us playing a game. No, man, I keep thinking our class ends at 55, not 05. I wanted to talk. By the way, we're checking answers to homework tomorrow. What do you mean, aw, man? Like, we're just, if you guys have some wrong, like, I'm not checking it for accuracy. Reminder, your homework is graded on effort. So we're going to check answers so you can ask questions. Be like, wait a minute, I got that wrong. What did I do wrong? Right? Like, it's your chance to figure out what you did to make sure that things are good. Yeah, I'm debating. We moved a little quicker than the morning class, so I was debating what to do. Maybe we should just do tug of war right now.
How does tug of war have math?
Oh, how dare you ask?
Strength. You gotta calculate your strength.
All right, here's the deal. So you can read the rules here, or I can try to pull up the other page where I had the rules at. Here you go. Here's our tug of war rules. So I will use a random card to decide who gets to play against me. Okay? We're both going to start with a marker at 0. Like a chip, a token, whatever you want to call it. Not a marker like a Crayola marker. We spin both... Why am I reading? I get so tired of hearing myself talk, and I'm sure you guys do too. Anyone want to read for me? Jay.
Spin both spins. You may choose to add, subtract, multiply, or divide with the two numbers. The result of your calculation determines how many steps you will take and in which direction. For example, if you spin a -2 and a -1 and you choose to add them to get -2 plus parentheses -1 equals -3. Okay. You would move 3 spaces to the left. Note that you will always need to land on an
Integers, which means like entire numbers. So if you divide and get a decimal, you can't do that. Sorry, I'm setting an alarm. We have a fire alarm at the start of 3B, just by the way, or a fire drill. So we're going to switch classes a couple minutes early. So I'm glad that we're switching over the game so we can still have 10 minutes to do this. So what this is saying, I'll just paraphrase because I also spaced out while responding to that text and setting an alarm on my phone so I don't forget, is if, I'll give you an example. Boom, boom, -3 and 3. I could multiply them. What's -3 times 3? What's -3 times 3? -3 times 3? -9. Let's say I'm green because I'm going to claim green. I would then get to go to -9. Or if I did -3 minus 3, what's -3 minus 3?
No, oh my. 6.
No, it's not.
0.
It's -6, friends. If you're at -3 and go down 3, so I could get to -6. Or what if I did negative 3 divided by 3? Negative 3 divided by 3.
2. Wait, 9.
How many 3's fit into 3?
1.
It'd be negative 1. Negative, though, because we had negative 3 divided by 3. So, I can make a lot of different options, but how do I win? Look at the board, how do I win?
Either 11.
Get to 11 or negative 11. So once you start going a direction, you probably want to keep going that direction unless something dramatic happens. So,
Pass.
Me.
Isaac, you want to play? You want to play?
Choose me.
Put your card in my pocket.
Choose the Joker.
Harrison.
Harrison, you want to play?
Sure.
All right, game's on. What color you want that's not green?
Oh, I want.
I'm taking green. So actually, you can have. If you want green, you can have it. I'll take blue.
I'll have blue.
You have blue. All right. So hold on. You don't even have to come up here.
Oh, okay.
You can play. Now, you are welcome, like on game shows, to shout out what you think Harrison should do. Not shout. There's people next door. But like, you're welcome to try to suggest what you think Harrison should do. Like on a game show, Harrison is welcome to straight up ignore you. Although he could be like, oh yeah, that is a good idea. I'm going to do that. But Harrison has to be the one to tell me what to do. Harrison, I will give you the choice. Would you like to go first or second? This is an interesting choice that everyone today has made. The people I played against this morning also made that choice. So, you can come up if you want. All right, so Harrison, let me go first. So I have a positive 1 and a positive 2. I'm going to add those because what's 2 plus 1? 3, so I now get to go to 3. And Harrison now that is the farthest, the biggest number I can make with those, right? If you're up here, you might as well click them. Yep. Harrison got negative 3 and positive 2. You guys are welcome to try to tell him what you think he should do.
Harrison, you should multiply them because negative 3 times 2 will equal negative 6.
Anyone else shouting out?
Yeah, I think both have those.
Yeah, see, I'm smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Harrison decides to multiply. Negative 3 times 2 takes him to negative 6. All right, my turn. What are you doing?
Wait, I win. Harrison's cheating.
No, I'm not.
Negative 2 and negative 2.
Oh, I'm.
What if I divide negative 2 by negative 2?
Oh, yeah. But
How many negative 2's are in negative 2?
1.
1. Hey, Link, please stop doing what you're doing because that was mine and you've now destroyed it. So we can talk about that later. But that wasn't me giving it to you forever. That was me letting you borrow it and now you destroyed it. So we can talk about that later. Either way, your focus needs to be up here. Quit playing. Negative 2 divided by negative 2. A number divided by itself, 1, always. So I don't want to do that. That would be silly. I don't think I was going to do that. What's negative 2 times negative 2? 4. Ooh, positive, though, because a negative times a negative.
Oh, yeah,
So I can get positive 4 and get, ooh, I'm closer. Harrison's go. You can't. It's not. The smart board is smart. The app is dumb. He's got negative 4 and 3.
Hold up. Multiply. No, don't multiply because that goes over negative 11.
You can go past.
Well, would that be closer to negative 11?
No, because then
No, you gotta land on it.
it would be too much.
I mean, you can go past it a little bit, because that still might be closer.
No, it would be too much. Because at that point it would be negative 12. And then it would make...
Oh, but that would be 1 away.
And no. It would make negative 12 to add to the negative 6.
Wait,
So then it goes up to negative 18.
Guys, remember, you can just like add. You could just like add or subtract if you don't want to go super far. Like you're allowed to add or subtract.
Do addition. Actually, no. Then subtract. No. Add. Sorry, add.
Hey man, we get to switch classes a couple minutes early. Question.
That would be a negative 7.
Right, but that's still better than just overshooting it completely.
Wow, what a clip that'll make me feel really old, or make me seem. I forgot I was recording, and I am standing here voice texting to Mr. Estes to make sure he realizes we're switching class early. You got to decide, Harrison.
You should add it. It's gonna
My hair is growing while I'm waiting for you. Like, come on, let's go. All right, he says he's going to add them. What's -4 plus 3? -1. So you could do that, or if you subtract, you could get -7, right? Because -4 minus 3. So up to you. But I just want to make sure that you've thought about. So you could go 1 negative, or you could go 7 negative. It's up to you. I don't care. You can go past. It's okay.
Yeah, that might still be close to -11. It's just overshooting it because at this point it's just gonna be the exact same thing.
You have 10 seconds.
You want to get
7.
9,
Just subtract it. Subtract it.
I
I was smart before. Subtract it. Dude,
Saying I was smart before doesn't make it sound like you're still smart.
Yeah.
It
No,
should sound like I
because
was
if
smart
you
before.
overshoots it, it's just going to be the same length of 2
You gotta do it.
11 and 11.
Flip a coin if you need to. Do it. Make it happen. So then you're going 7. So you can get to -14 and then you're 3 away.
Now closer than where you are. I know it'd be the same, but it's still going to be
-4 minus 3 is -7.
Wait, you were at -6.
He was at. Oh, okay, so you're -13, right? Yeah, so -13.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. There we go. Watch all of that. And what do you want to bet? I win on this turn.
Probably.
-3 and 0. I'm going to subtract them by doing 0 minus -3. What would it be if I do 0 minus -3? Positive 3, because minus a negative.
Oh, that's funny. So you have to go positive now. Which will be
Oh. Oh.
-2 and positive 3.
I say add them.
Yeah,
I'd also say add them.
Add them, you get like -1. Wait.
You get positive one, so he'd also be 1 away.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like what they're saying. We need to go quicker. I'd like to get a second person up here also.
So add.
Add.
It's all coming down to this. -3 and 2.
That was the perfect combination.
No, hold on. I need +1.
Yeah, exactly. You can't do. Yeah.
I don't think I can get +1.
You can. Wait, how can you?
Because, hold on. -3 plus 2. What is that? -1. -3 minus 2. -5. 2 minus -3, +5. I can't divide because then it'll come out to be a fraction. So I guess I'll just do -3 plus 2 and just go down 1. Womp womp, sad trombone.
I learned how to fight on.
Well, okay, so -2.
And +2.
Just add them.
That's 0.
Add them.
It's better not to move. Add them.
You're gonna stay where you are?
Stay there.
Alright, Harrison's staying there because it feels safe. -3 and 1.
Oh, I think
Forget it. I want to do something fun. 1 minus -3. What's 1 minus -3? Ooh. 1. Start with 1. Minus -3 is 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. Go. I'm trying to get a second contestant up here.
-4. +3.
plus. That'd be -1, so we'd get 1.
Yeah, it'd be -1. Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah. It might be easier to be 2 away from it than it is to. I don't know.
Based on what you've done, I don't think it's better than 2.
I won both times earlier. This feels a lot more complicated than this has been tougher than the morning class. Well, it's not like you beat me.
If you stay
I just haven't won.
Am I just allowed to stay there?
No, you gotta do something.
Oh, so have to?
Yeah. You gotta do something with the numbers. Tug of war. You gotta. So I think you gotta take your -1 and just.
Yeah, just stop.
That or it's gonna be like -7.
Yeah,
Something crazy.
much
-2 and 0. Ha! Not to be dramatic or anything. What did I do with those numbers?
I not really want to do them.
I added them, right? To get a -2. Now Harrison, your consolation prize is pick the next contestant.
Choose me.
Who we got?
Jenny!
Danny, you wanna come up? Yeah, you don't have to come up, but do you wanna play?
You got this,
Okay.
sibling.
Alright, let's reset. What color do you want?
Orange is a good color. Orange or purple?
Hey, we have to switch classes in 2 minutes. Like that. You should start packing them.
Doesn't matter.
Purple. Alright, you wanna go first or second? First, Jenny, tap your spinners.
You're disowned.
-4 and +2.
You lost the game chance.
-4, +2. Okay. You can add, multiply, subtract. You can even divide these. So -4 times 2. What would -4 times 2? And that's a pretty good play to get an 8 down the board. Alright, Jenny multiplied. Hold up. Let's see if we can wrap this up. Stop making noise for no reason. We respected you playing. Did this spin?
Yeah, I just did.
-4 and +3. I'm going to multiply and go way out here. I don't know if that's going to be a good decision, but I want to try to speed this up. -2 and 0. What if you do -2 plus 0?
Just add them. Trust. Add them.
So yeah, we'll get to -2. We're both 1 away. Oh, what is
What in the?
Have to try
Maybe
harder.
spin? -4 and -1. That's not fun. I'm gonna divide them and get +4. We really have to go. I hate this.
That's one. But it's not.
But it's +1.
That's going back, right?
Alright, we'll play more tomorrow. I gotta get you to your next class. So we can do
Jenny's
the fire
winning
drill.
because she's amazing.
No, technically, neither of us won.
Jenny wins. Jenny wins.
You can chant all day. It doesn't make it true.
It's a guy.
That's a fallacy.
She's closer, so
You're
she
doing
makes
a
it true.
fallacy right now. Yes.
What's
Oh, let me pause this for a second.